Did you have to drink your pee?
Yeah, I did. And then everyone was like, we still have 3 water bottles left. Hello! And welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast. Welcome back. It's been forever. I am Spencer Cartier.
I am Twyla.
And this here is Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Who has his arms bulged out for some reason. He looks broad-shouldered.
He's been practicing posture lessons.
He looks kind of like a rugby player.
I think he looks like an old-time football player. Like
Yeah, but better. Or Ben 10.
Yeah.
Little Ben 10-y.
It's greener in real life than it is on the screen.
Oh, he matched my guitar. Anyway, guys.
It does, actually.
Anyway, everyone introduce themselves?
Yeah.
I'm back.
I'm Twyla.
Hi, Twyla.
I'm from Schitt's Creek.
Okay. I'm back.
People don't know that you left.
People don't know that I left, and that's the point.
And that's the magic of what we do.
Of what we do. You never know where I am. You think, oh, he's just there in the studio.
They saw you last week.
They think I live here. They think as soon as the camera goes off, it just goes like this.
Right. He powers down.
And then it's like, hello and welcome. No, guys, I have a life. And I am back. I have a life.
I do.
That's the other magic of the internet. You can pretend like you have a life.
Yeah, right.
I took a trip to Colorado.
Are you jumping right into talking?
What?
I thought we were going to say what day it is, and then you were going to talk about your... But no?
What I'm going to do...
They don't know what's happening. They don't know when this is.
I hope... Hey, guys, it's Wednesday.
How would they know that?
Check your calendar.
People watch 3 months from now.
What I'm going to do is this. I was going to introduce... I still am. You guys are here. This isn't a private conversation.
Okay.
You listen up.
Part of the boardroom.
I'm going to... I was introducing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Then I was going to start off the day.
Okay.
And then the one word Wednesday is going to be about Colorado.
Okay.
And so it's going to bring it full circle.
Oh, I like that.
About,
yeah.
I'm back. I'm back from Colorado, guys. I went for 5 days. You probably didn't even notice. But here I am. So it's been longer than just a weekend like our usual Wednesday podcast.
Because you crossed the international time zone.
I did.
Oh, international?
Well, time zones are international,
Okay.
but I just crossed the national time zone. But yeah.
You went back in time.
I did. I did go back in time.
You went back in time, and then you came to...
Forward in time was more interesting.
Okay.
More on that later. Actually, let's talk about that part now.
Okay.
So, as you guys know, we are from Philadelphia. That is the Eastern time zone. Is that it?
It's the shining star of the East Coast.
Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
And Colorado is Mountain Time.
Okay.
And so it's 2 hours behind.
Okay.
So when we went there, it was a 4-hour flight, and the flight left at 9, but it got there at 11. So you'd think it was 2 hours, but it was only because it was 2 hours minus 2. Confusing, right?
Right.
And then on the way back, it was a 12 a.m. flight to 6 p.m. Or sorry, 12 a.m. to... Whoa.
Just kept circling.
12 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Okay.
But it wasn't a 6-hour flight. It was still a 4-hour flight. But the crazy thing was, we left, ended up leaving at 1. And it started getting bright in only like 3-4 hours. And so that was kind of crazy. It was like the shortest night I've ever experienced.
Right.
Because it was like it turned night, and then out of nowhere it was day.
America.
So, America's a wild place. But yeah, so today's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Start of the week.
6/9. And
like Tekashi.
And you're screaming, I'm back, I'm back. It was reminding me.
I'm back. Oh yeah. You're mad. I'm back.
You're mad. I'm back.
It's Wednesday.
You took a trip.
I took
so
a
now
trip.
all your trips are over for the summer.
No, I wish. Oh man. My wallet is hurting. So subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I do a Christian podcast, and I do an OnlyFans in the hopes that it balances out.
Right.
And when I get to the gates of heaven, I take that back. You can have an OnlyFans and still be a very spiritual Christian person.
Absolutely.
Don't listen to what I just joked about. But
I think the time zone, like your mind.
Yeah, you know what? When I was up there, the elevation.
Yeah. That's true though.
Yeah. So at any time I couldn't think of a word or something, I would the elevation. But it's serious. In the elevation, it gets you.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about that yet. Now we did the intro, and now we're going to talk about like the week and
Okay, all right.
So guys, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. It's the start of the week
for us.
For us.
You always say that. Everyone's like, what?
One day it's going to be the start of the week and it's going to stem from, I mean, we changed it from Sunday to Monday.
True.
So
yeah,
why not Wednesday?
Yeah, why not? In the future, when Wednesday is the start of the week, the young people won't understand why old people call it hump day because it won't make sense anymore.
They'll probably give it a new reason though. Like when things change.
Like archaeologists who make stuff up.
Well, that's your personal opinion. No, like I'm trying to think like buck naked. Mm-hmm. And now everyone says butt naked.
Oh yeah.
And it's like the original meaning was lost, but like the same thing stayed.
Right.
And so it'll be like
maybe they'll think it's a hunt day or something.
Or maybe we are getting much more liberal. Might be thinking it's something else on hump day. Okay, yeah, guys. Okay, it's Wednesday, first podcast of our week. Did you watch the Christian meme review?
Of course I did.
Oh, it wasn't a Christian meme review. It was a Catholic meme review. That was exciting. It was different.
We have new subscribers.
Hey, whoa! Didn't see you there.
Hello.
Don't have my glasses on.
Hello. Move up front, fill in the spaces. People say,
yeah.
I don't like that.
2 truths and a lie.
I don't like
up.
that.
Stand up, new guy. Yeah. Let everyone look at you.
When you go into a little
it's messed up
auditorium or, room and you pick your seat and you're happy. Some people are aisle sitters. Yeah. Some are back. Some like going in front.
Yeah.
For them to say, move up, fill in the seats. No.
Worse than that. Speaking of Christian meme review, I review memes and the people making them I guess assume that everyone is whatever denomination they are or from whatever type of church. Mm-hmm. And you see these things I guess of small churches and it's like when a new person comes in and then the pastor says all the new people stand up.
Right.
I'm like, you know what that does? That discourages people to go to new churches. It's
true.
I'm one for just being able to walk in any church of any religion and be able to enjoy it. And by telling people to stand up if they're new, that automatically for me, if I knew a church did that, it's like, I'm not going there.
Some people like it, some people don't. Like when I was single and they would say, all the single ladies. All the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies. At a wedding, when they call all the single ladies, come catch the bouquet, I would sit there and be like, I'm not doing that.
I'm not single. Joke's on you.
I'm not doing that. But I think maybe COVID, one of the pluses, they probably don't try to pull people up front anymore.
Yeah.
Group them together.
COVID's been really nice for my social anxiety. Like you can't hug people.
Right.
And it's always like, now it's getting worse. Like people are like, hey, it's been a year since we hugged. And I'm like, let's make it one more year.
Yeah.
No one said that yet, but I'm sure they will.
Oh my gosh.
Well, no, like, it's happened, and that's sort of been like the meaning behind it. But I don't think anyone's ever said it's been a year since we hugged. That's kind of a weird statement.
I bet they do. I bet they have.
You think so?
It's been too long.
Yeah, we can hug now.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Wednesday podcast. I've been gone forever. It was a month vacation.
No, it was.
It's 5 days.
It could have been seen on your Instagram, your Croak and Crow Instagram, but for some reason. The photos still aren't up there.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't take a lot of photos because I live in the moment.
That's true.
But I wish I did. Maybe I should have even vlogged. Would that have taken away from my experience there?
Probably. It's hard. I'll tell you. When your sister just graduated from college, I had the choice of filming it forever. Mm-hmm. Or putting the phone down and clapping and screaming and yay. Yeah. And I kind of did it in between. And I regret just not putting the phone down because I'm never going to look at the video.
Yeah. I know. You know what I think always is when I see people recording concerts. Because
everybody.
I'm like, enjoy the concert when you're there. And like when I say Colorado vlog, I'm sure there was people that would want to see that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I've never been to Colorado. I want to see it. But when you see like snap stories of someone just recording a concert, you know what you do? You skip past it. You're like, I'm not going to watch it. So no one else is going to watch it. Be honest with yourself. You're never going to watch it again.
Right.
Put your phone down. Enjoy the concert.
Put your phone down.
Enjoy the concert. But Yeah. So I'm back Wednesday, which is One Word Wednesday.
If this was a drinking game with the word back, the hospital would be, the ambulance would be called now for our viewers.
All our viewers, the new subscribers are like, oh. Okay.
You're
I
back.
am
So
here again.
You went to Colorado.
Yeah.
And it was not your first time in Colorado.
Whoa. See, now what we're going to do, remember how we introduced it? And then we had the little middle of like what day it is and stuff.
Okay.
And now we're going to introduce the fact that it's One Word Wednesday
One
to
Word
our new
Wednesday,
subscribers. Yeah. And then the topic's
I
going
feel like
to
we're
be...
golf announcers.
The topic's going to be Colorado. And
Okay.
then we can continue talking about it.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay. So today's One Word Wednesday.
Cue the dance.
There's no dance on Wednesday. That's Thursday. If you guys have stuck around with us, you know what One Word Wednesday is. If you're new to it, we pick one word and we talk about it. Doesn't matter what word it is. We tend to bring spirituality into it. Hey, this might be a spiritual podcast. Some would say it's a train wreck.
No. Listen, we're spiritual people talking to spiritual people.
Ooh.
The Holy Spirit guides us and the Holy Spirit guides people to us.
Yeah.
So us talking it's already been
happening.
It's already been blessed.
You got blessed. You can stop watching now.
No.
But if you want to continue getting blessed, listen up, because today's word is Colorado. Woo! Yeah. Why not? Why not talk about it? I'm freshly back, fresh off the plane. So yeah.
We don't have hard facts. Like we don't have why it's called Colorado or
I know why it's called Colorado.
why.
It's derived from the Spanish word, because Colorado has a large Spanish population, of Colorado, which is color red, because they're known for the red rocks. So like the Red Rock Amphitheater. So it's Colorado. Color red.
Color red?
I think.
Sure. That's it.
Red rock. It's like it's meant before the red rocks.
Like Florida was Flores or something like that.
Florida, I think.
No.
Who named the
no,
state.
it's like something to do with plants. Well, I was going to say we don't know the hard facts. Like we don't know. We're not. This isn't a Colorado.
I don't know. I've got 1 out of 1.
Well,
what other facts do I know?
I don't know. You don't know what a person from Colorado is called.
Coloradian. Oh, I'm a Coloradian.
I think it's a Coloradish.
I think it's a
Coloradan. No, it doesn't sound right.
Coloradan.
Coloradio?
Okay.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. We're not
Coloradan.
Listen, you can't watch this video and do your book report on Colorado, because that's not no, because that's not square footage. What do they say? Square miles, and we don't know the capital.
Denver. I feel like that's one of the easier capitals to know.
Oh, really? Is that the Mile High town or something?
Mile High. It's like there's a point. I mean, it's all pretty much 5,000 feet above, but there's like one point where I think it's like
right. So we talked about
5,280
altitude earlier, and so the United States has different
elevations,
platitudes, altitudes, elevations, and below sea levels, like Louisiana.
Yeah.
This is very high. When it's very high, the air is thinner.
Air is thinner.
So you have to like bake your cake at a different temperature. You have to be careful with alcohol.
Yes. The like beer in the store is sold as a lesser percent.
Okay.
Because higher altitude, I guess you get drunk faster. I don't know how that affects
now, is that where doping comes in for the athletes?
Blood doping. So athletes will go to Colorado and exercise because it's harder to do it up there. And so when you get really fit in Colorado, what blood doping is you get more oxygen in your blood, which creates more, is it white blood cells or red blood cells?
Red, probably. Isn't white for infection?
Red is the ones that carry oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what makes them red. All right, it's the oxidized blood. Whatever. And so then your blood gets nice and thick, and you go anywhere else, and you become this superhuman athlete. So a lot of athletes train in Colorado.
Well, I even heard that if you don't have time to train, just get a blood transfusion from somebody who is there.
Ew.
All right, so that's the altitude of the place.
That's the altitude.
But you didn't go to get a blood transfusion.
I didn't. I did a little blood doping, but it's because I got a big spike ball tournament coming up.
You went to hike and spike and
I went hiking, went paddle boarding,
fishing.
I didn't fish, but I watched my brother fish. And yeah, so I'm trying to think what to talk
Just maybe
about.
they'll ask you a question. You can answer it.
Dora the Explorer again. What do you think we should talk about? No. So yeah, it's great. I think everyone should travel to Colorado once. I mean, if you live in America, there's just so much to do. And my thing is, I've been there a couple of times now, and everyone wants to travel outside of the United States. But if you're like me and you're from a boring old small town like Philadelphia, you might look over the great pond and see places in Europe and say, wow, look at the different culture, the different scenery. I want to go there. Let me save up $2,000 for a flight. When you don't realize how many places in the U.S. are so different. Like when you're just looking around, like I'm not even saying you have to do activities, just looking around the landscape. And it's like, there's the great sand dunes, which I didn't go to this time. I went to before, where you might as well be in the Sahara Desert.
Really?
Like I went sandboarding. Crazy. Just the Rocky Mountains. If you ever want to feel small, go next to the Rocky Mountains. It's June, sun-capped, snow-capped mountains. Craziness. Denver's very nice. It's like a small city compared to Philly, but it's clean compared to Philly. And it's like, it's just not, it's a nice place. I enjoy it. Boulder is where we stayed. More like low key town. You could compare it to Portland, Oregon. Like, you know, a lot of hippie. It's hippie. You're still allowed to use that word. I don't know what word you can use anymore.
I don't know either.
Just, you know, very, very open-minded people. Creative. Living life day at a time. And, you know, like, and so that's what I like about it. Like my brother, he loves Boulder, but it's a little too hippie for me. I'm more like hustle and bustle. And so there's Denver, but I love to hike. And so you're right there. Boom, boom, boom. It's nice.
Our friend just named her baby girl Denver.
Really?
And they call her Denny.
Denny. I'm a big fan of Denny's.
Are you?
No. Just lied to you.
Did you have good food there?
Yeah, great Mexican food. You know? Like
authentic.
In Philadelphia, I'm going to go ahead and say we don't have that much authentic Mexican food. Because I don't know if like the true Mexican population. Like we have good like what's it called?
Hispanic?
Yeah, Hispanic food. Like, you can get different kinds of Hispanic food. And probably a wider variety because it's such a hub. Like we're right next to New York and stuff. But Colorado has a large Mexican.
Affordable? Or is this in like...
It ranges. And so like there's all like food carts and stuff that are selling tacos, and it'll blow the socks off of any real established taco place here. Really? But then there's like high-end restaurants, and we went to both. And it's when you get real Mexican food, it's different.
Really?
So good. But yeah, it's weird like what they like what we assume is everywhere. Like we have a Chinese food place every block. They don't. It's like you're kind of hard pressed to find
so it's
Chinese, but then there's a Mexican food
that we don't have.
And so it's like you kind of want to, and so I think it's cool in that way once again where you assume everything is the same everywhere, and then it's like, no. And
did you see any Native American influence?
Yeah. Because
I've heard that. So where we live, northern East Coast, we don't have like any. Even though we have a lot of Native American names.
Yeah.
Just Susquehanna, Schuylkill, you know, all these.
Wawa.
but we don't have truly Native American people. Which the center of the United States does. So you did see that influence. Yes.
There was like art and these like, it was like wood sculptures when they sculpt out of the tree trunk. And
oh, beautiful.
Yeah, little things like that. But definitely a cool place. It's so flat there.
Really?
Yeah.
It's mountains.
I know. That's what's so cool about it. So like when you go to Kansas, it's completely flat throughout the whole state. Yeah. Boring. But... sorry Kansas, but like where we live, you know, it's so hilly, and only really when you go out and you come back do you notice that like you can't look 100 feet in any direction and see anything. Right. It's either hills up, hills down, or trees. Right. And so everywhere it's like you're kind of closed off. Where in Colorado, you can see the base of the mountains that are like.
Well, there's no trees in the way.
Not really.
Really?
Yeah. Definitely not as because it's a high altitude, so not.
It's okay.
I'm just getting straight up thinking about it. It's so beautiful. No, it's a high altitude, so not a lot of the trees can live. Like
Really?
trees, they feed off like oxygen and stuff.
Trees.
And so there,
Stupid trees.
you can just see for miles.
Were you allergic?
No.
No.
Well, I guess not as many trees. Like around here,
Right,
we might as well live in
because-
the Amazon rainforest.
Preston said 2 things. So he went with Preston.
That's my brother.
And when he got off the plane in Philadelphia, 2 things hit him that he was unhappy with.
Yeah.
1 was allergies, and 2 was humidity.
So once again, anyone who lives in a humid area, you know the vibes. It's like you're swimming through the air sometimes.
Just turn the shower on.
Yeah.
Hot. Shut the door.
And that's
Come back. You have to let it fill up.
Yeah.
Come back in 30 minutes. Go in the bathroom and shut the door.
Yeah.
And then you're in Philadelphia.
But dry air, for all you dry air livers, you ever see like in old storybooks or old timey movies, and you see someone just taking a nap under a tree,
Yeah.
with like a book over their face.
Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, that looks so comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
If I try that outside by our oak tree, I'm going to have bugs and sweat dripping down my face. But there,
Spotted lanternflies.
in dry, let me tell you guys something about dry air,
Dry heat,
whatever it's called. You go in the shade and you're cool.
No.
You go in the. Let me repeat that for all of our bad hearing listeners. Put subtitles on. You go into the shade and you're immediately cool.
Really?
The sun was hot though. It's brighter.
So could you just put up like an umbrella and feel good?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Why not? Sure.
Oh, and did you feel closer to God when you saw the mountains and the lack of trees?
Yeah, no, definitely. This is a spiritual podcast, and we'll talk about spirituality a little bit. I don't know, it's not Colorado specific, but we've definitely talked about this on. I think we had a nature podcast or a walking podcast.
What haven't we had?
Sir, but
Please tell me, because I need to know for the upcoming.
so we don't know what we're talking about tomorrow. But just being like, it's a very outdoorsy place, like where other places it's like, oh, they're known for their nightlife and stuff.
Right.
You go to Colorado and you're going to expect that you're going to be outside for most of it. And being at an outdoor place like the Rocky Mountains or, the Flatirons of Boulder, and seeing these amazing things that man had nothing to do with.
Right.
It's not like, look at these skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Look how impressive that is. Look at the pyramids of Giza.
Here we go with that name again.
Did I say?
I think that one's right.
I
Last time you
corrected
said
it.
Gaza, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's like, look at this that was just created
Yeah.
by the earth.
Right.
And so it's definitely nice in that way. But how much time do I have to talk about?
Did it make you feel relaxed, or it made you feel like I need to do something to compete with this awesomeness?
I don't really know what you're asking, but it definitely
Did it challenge you, or did it subdue you?
it challenged me because once again it was like, even when you go to like the beach or something, that is like the experience. Like you lay on the beach, and this is like you're looking at the mountains, and it's like, okay, well, are you gonna climb it or not? And it's like, whoa, yeah, And so we were packing our days of experiencing it, but it's not that easy to do. So it definitely was a good challenge, like for me at least.
When you were climbing the mountain, did you remember our mountain podcast?
Yes,
you did.
That's actually what I want to talk about, guys. So if you have any more questions about Colorado, leave them down in the comments below. But I want to talk about my one climb on the mountain.
Okay.
So we climbed the Flatirons of Boulder, which are 3 jutting out rocks. Not rocks, like it's out of the mountains.
Outcropping.
Yeah,
or
but
something?
it's like these 3 very impressive like juts of the mountain. I feel like I'm getting dry eyes, and I don't want people to think I'm crying.
The Trinity of the 3 mountains.
All right, if I start crying, guys, I've already said it's the jutting out. Wait, it's
dry air.
It's the dry. This elevation is getting to me.
They never know where we are. We could be filming this.
We're in Colorado, guys. The elevation.
Mm-hmm.
We both split one beer, and you know what the we
Is
said
Coors from Colorado?
Coors is. That's why they have Coors Stadium.
Okay.
So it's a hike. It's not like a 14er or anything crazy, but compared to anything that we have, it's crazy. It's like
Really?
It took us about 4 hours up and down.
Did you bring a lunch?
No,
Ooh.
water bottles, and we almost didn't have enough. Last time we went, we didn't have enough, and we were all, because we went the wrong way up the mountain.
Did you have to drink your pee?
Yeah, I did, and then everyone was like, we still have 3 water bottles left. So it's like the biggest climb in Boulder. Like people go to Boulder to climb that. It's right there.
Did you get a bumper sticker? They said
no. And so I went with my friend and my brother.
Okay.
And I am obviously the most physically fit. And my friend...
Was your friend Frank?
Remember this? Oh.
He stopped breaking his arms.
Sorry. And you know, I walk and rock climb every day.
Okay.
So I'm built for this, and they weren't. No, I mean this.
So your plan came together.
Yeah, I said. Everyone wonders, like, why do you go out every day and walk and rock climb? It's like
Don't worry about it.
One day. So no, if you remember the mountain podcast, we compared the mountain to life.
Right.
And so this is a story where I want to say that I'm still working on myself.
Okay.
Because I might have not made all the right decisions, but I learned from it. I chose the hardest route.
Yeah.
I told them that it wasn't the hardest route because I wanted to go up the hardest route. Once again, I'm learning from this.
Okay.
So we climb up and they're like, "Is you sure this is the easiest route?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we got." And I'm like piping them up. I'm like, "This mountain is life. You know, you climb this mountain and you've succeeded life." And we're climbing up and we stop a lot and
yeah.
I'm really just pushing this train forward. Like, we got this. And I'm thinking of just how happy everyone will feel when we're at the top. Okay. And I'm like, you guys are going to be so happy you did this. So we get like 75% of the way up. And this is where like the hardest route comes in because there's now a rock face with no path. And at face value, it's like, how are we supposed to get up that? We don't have ropes or anything. And then you see that there's these little handholds, like almost like rock climbing, and footholds where
I went.
You scale it. And so I go up, and I'm halfway up, and I look down. I'm like, "Hey guys, be careful, because like you can't really fall from this. You'll hurt yourself."
Oh, Spencer.
And so I get to the top, and this isn't the top of the mountain. This is just the top of that one rock face. And my friend gets to the top as well. My brother doesn't. He gets halfway up. He could have done it. But he
didn't want to.
He didn't feel comfortable, and so he shouldn't have done it. He went back down, and we're very close to the top. And he's been to the top a bunch of times, and he was like, "Just go up, take a picture." And so we went up, took pictures.
This is very Mount Everest of all the books I've read
about
Mount Everest.
Our oxygen tanks were running low.
Yeah.
And so we went to the top and took the pictures, and then I thought about it.
What happened?
Nothing happened. That was it. That was like where I took them the hardest route, and I ended up not getting everyone to the top because I took the hardest route.
Oh.
So then I thought about this, guys. I said,
I had an
epiphany at the
top of the mountain. That's like everyone's goal, like dream.
I had an epiphany at the top of the mountain, and I said, I thought this. I did what so many spiritual people do. I went up the way I wanted to because I'm spiritually strong, and I'm like, if you guys follow me, you'll get to the top of the mountain.
Right.
You guys will be so happy. I'm losing people left and right. When there's easier routes, and at the top of the mountain, am I judging the person who's over there and is like, you went up the easiest route? No, you're at the top of the mountain. You did what you're comfortable with.
Right.
And so a lot of times on this podcast, we talk about this inclusivity.
Yeah.
And this, we don't say if you're not this religion, if you don't pray like this, if you don't speak like this. If you don't
say the whole prayer.
If you don't say the whole prayer, we say it's all good. Like, it's all gravy. There's broader things at play here. And that's not just to get our subscriber count out. That's not to be like, hey, whoever wants to listen, we have words for you.
No.
It's because we have this belief that the goal is the top of the mountain. The goal is not to follow a single path.
Right.
And I think God sets up 6 different paths for us.
That's a really great lesson that you physically learned.
That I physically learned. And I think the more important thing is for me and for other people who are listening, never, like, it's pointless to try to make people be like you, think like you, pray like you, be as spiritual as you.
Or think they'll get the same outcome.
Yeah. And because in physicality, like, I know I'm physically built different.
Right.
But with spirituality, you might not know it. And it's great if you're spiritually strong and you're spiritually good. But other people aren't doing their spiritual rock climbing, spiritual walking every day. And so for you just to say, all you got to do is want it. If you believe this one way, look at me. I'm at the top of the mountain. Look at this cool Instagram picture. Isn't this sick?
No, really look at it.
It's right here. Yeah.
May I say, I want to say that, so take your brother, for instance, he might have felt a little bit less than, because he couldn't go all the way up. And so he's there and like, they did better than I did. Little did he know, he just taught you the biggest lesson that you've been taught in a while.
I've been taught in a while.
Right?
Yeah.
You, without him not, because he didn't do it, you were able to see more people. Like,
yeah. And with that said,
thank you, Preston. With
that also said, he could have been thinking, well, I guess I can't get to the top of the mountain, and when you tell people this is the only path, because that's what people in spirituality say. They don't tell you about the other paths. They don't say it's not about
there's one on the other side that you might enjoy more. Yeah.
What's important is getting to the top of the mountain. The only way you fail is if you don't start climbing the mountain.
That's right.
So he could, if he had never been to Colorado, never got to the top of the Flatirons, he could say, I will never hike the Flatiron. I don't think I'll ever be in
That's really interesting.
the shape. And it's like, all he needs is for an old woman to say, I don't know why he took you up that way.
Right.
Come over here with me this way.
Don't give up on the mountain. Give up on your guide.
Give up on your guide.
Maybe not give up, but
no,
just know that there's other.
No, and that's what we always say is be careful who you listen to.
Right.
And we say like,
wow, I didn't know all these lessons were going to be in this story.
There's a lot of lessons, and it's like, so be careful who you listen to. And my belief is that is God is guiding us, and He puts paths in front of us. Once again, that rock wall. And that rock, you fill in the blank of what you want that to be, of like what someone is saying, this is the path to God.
And you're not comfortable doing that.
And guess what? Like, our belief here is that it's not, you'll go to heaven if you get past this rock wall.
Like, you didn't want to stand up and say, I'm the new guy at church.
Yeah.
My name is Charlie.
I don't think God is saying, if you don't get up this rock wall, you're not going to heaven.
Right.
It's the top of the mountain. And for some people, like me, it wasn't even like, oh, I want to look down on people that didn't go up the rock wall. Everyone should be pushing themselves.
Yeah, because you get excited. Not just you, I'm saying plural.
Yeah.
People get excited like, I want to show you that you can do that, And sometimes they don't even realize that their excitement is not compatible with someone's ability.
And so the goal is to get up the top of the mountain, and like, there's a path for everyone. As long as you have a desire, the goal is to look for the path that works for you, because we're all just trying to get to the top.
And, also spreading the word, spreading the Holy Spirit. I didn't go at all, but I'm happy to hear the tales, that you guys are telling.
Yeah.
So those ripples of water and echoes in the air.
Yeah. So that's my spiritual takeaway. If you're the climber, if you're the spiritual climber up the hill, know that there's multiple paths, and don't let someone tell you that this is the only path. And if you're the person who's leading people, understand that everyone's not like you, and you'll be more happy as a leader to have everyone be at the top of the mountain,
able to get there,
than to look down and say, guess you're not built for this.
I think you could just write a whole book about that. That's a really insightful.
Yeah, I'm gonna write a book about it.
Literally, people go up to the mountain to learn wisdom. You learn something.
Well, I should have just stayed up there and started like let people walk to me.
It was worse.
And ask me questions.
It was worth the whole trip.
It's worth the whole trip, but that's all the time we have, guys. So I hope I gave you something. Like I said, ask me and Frank any more questions, and I'll be happy to answer. But not everyone wants to hear about the nitty gritty details. Some you might live in Colorado, and say I've heard about this 1,000 times. But you DM me, and I'll tell you all about it. Maybe we can plan a trip, a subscriber trip. I mean, you have to pay for yourselves, but a subscriber trip to Colorado. Who knows what's in store for the future? But that's One Word Wednesday.
That's One Word Wednesday.
Drop the mic. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else to add?
As they say in Colorado, goodbye.
See you guys. Get to the top of the mountain. Take whatever path is comfortable for you. And we'll see you tomorrow for Walkthrough Thursday. Peace.